Hi, and welcome back to Chef Hacker Kitchen. Today we're going to make string beans and potatoes. Now, this is a dish that is part of what I like to call Italian peasant food, but don't be put off by the title. It's not something that you would only eat if you didn't have enough money to buy real food. This is a real authentic dish that is really delicious and nutritious. Now, when I was a child, my grandmother used to make this for me. But I hacked it a little bit in that she used to make it as a white dish with no tomato. I went ahead and added tomato later on. And also I added in some diced celery because my wife and I really like the taste of celery. So you're going to see how that dish is done today, and you can make it either way. Just, leave out the celery and tomato if you want it white, or add that in if you'd like it red. Okay, let's get started. We're going to take 2 cups of fresh green beans cut into 2-inch pieces, 2 cups of cubed potatoes, 1 cup of diced tomatoes, 2 tablespoons of coarsely chopped garlic, a 1/2 cup each of diced celery and sliced onion, Italian seasoning, bay leaves, 2 tablespoons of oil. Now in the Italian seasoning you'll have 1/4 teaspoon each of parsley, basil, oregano, rosemary, mint, thyme, salt and pepper, and a few red pepper flakes. We'll start by sauteing the coarsely chopped garlic in oil. We're looking for a little bit of brownness in the garlic. And then we'll add the sliced onion and the diced celery. Give them a stir, let them cook for, 15-20 seconds. And then we're going to add in our fresh green beans. We want these to saute a bit in the oil as well. And then we will add our seasoning. Now we want these spices to have time to mix with the oil and expand their flavor a little bit in that oil. So we mix them up, turn the flame down to very low, and put the lid on and let them rest for about 30 to 45 seconds. After about 30 seconds, give them a mix, and next we're going to add our tomatoes. And depending on how much liquid comes from the diced tomatoes, you may need to add a bit of water. And in this case, we're going to add about 1/4 cup. You want the water to be just below the surface of the vegetables. That's going to enable this wonderful broth that results from the cooking of the beans, the seasoning, and the potatoes. So we're going to let them cook for about 2 minutes. And after about 2 minutes, we're going to add the potatoes. Now, a lot of people think, wait a minute, the potatoes are going to take a long time to cook. So shouldn't we put them in before the beans? But no, in fact, the beans take longer than the potatoes. So if you put the potatoes in first, or even right when you put the beans, you'd end up with very mushy potatoes, and the green beans would still be a little bit too crisp to eat. Give them a stir. We're going to replace the lid. And we're going to let it cook for an additional 12 to 15 minutes. And then we're going to go ahead and use a sharp pointed knife and just insert the tip about a quarter or about a half an inch into the potatoes. You're looking for some firmness, but you want them to be fully cooked. This dish should not be served mushy. And this happens to be perfectly cooked right now. And then we'll portion it out. Okay, so that is string beans and potatoes. The hack on this one is I added red sauce, chopped tomatoes, and some celery. If you want it in the more traditional style, just leave out the celery and tomatoes, but do everything else exactly the same. Now, this happens to be a vegan dish the way it is, but if you like to eat meat products, you could always add sliced chicken or anchovies or actually any meat of your preference, or shrimp would work well in this also. Serve it with some Italian bread and maybe some grated cheese, and that's going to be quite the meal. We like to follow ours with salad. Okay, so if you like this video, please hit the like button down below. I'm going to be doing more and more of these, so why don't you follow us, and then you'll know whenever there's a new one. And don't forget to look at all the other Chef Hacker Kitchen properties. Okay, thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.